Think Tank, and today we're going to talk about Justice League Dark issue number 8. So, this issue was, I actually think I'm pretty excited about this issue because, as you can tell by the cover, this is a Dr. Fate-esque story. So, we open up with our boy Man-Bat. He's been benched because, well, the league's been, reading his journal entries, and they think the other kind have sort of gotten to his head and have been twisting to the breaking point. Which they don't know what's been happening is that the Upside Down Man has been going in and adding to the story. So he's been benched. He's like, well, I've got nothing else to do here, and I probably am going a bit crazy, but what do all scientists do when they go a bit crazy? Well, they conduct some science. And there's no better science to conduct than magical science, which is kind of why I like Man-Bat's direction. He's applying science to magic, and he's trying to perform it with that knowledge. Then we cut to Zatanna and Wonder Woman, who are sort of the main draws of this book to sort of get both groups together. Wonder Woman will attract the main DC crowd, and Zatanna will, of course, attract the more obscure stuff. Even though Zatanna herself is actually very popular. But anyway, they do a thing. Zatanna sort of absorbs these demons into her body, and Wonder's like, should you be doing that? And Zatanna's like, look, I've already got enough problems as it is, and I was already afraid that using my magic would make things worse, and not using it hasn't. So you know what? Screw it, we're going in. And she realized that she could use a little more help. So she goes to see Felix Faust. Now, Felix Faust he's not the same major threat he was back in the day of DC Comics, if I'm recalling correctly. But you'd often hear a story, well, oh, that Felix Faust was at it again. He was doing something. Now we sort of relegated to, if there's a problem in the magical world, Felix Faust might be connected in some way. Like he may have heard something, or he might be involved. So we arrived at Faust, and Faust he's been jumped. And Zatanna, who seems to sort of, have even less and less patience as the story goes on, it's like, you know what, no, we're just gonna magically force him to tell us, and she's pretty much not buying the idea that he's been totally taken out. No, you've put some magical defenses up, so tell me what's going on, what about this ruby? And all he says is midnight, which leads to Zatanna like, okay, we gotta go see Papa Midnight. Then we cut to the Oblivion Bar, which is sort of served as sort of like a refuge for all the magical beings that are trying to escape the other kind. And then we're met by Jason Blood, aka Etrigan, who also informs us that, negotiations with Heaven and Hell have been good, and we can't count on them. And that leads pretty much to an almost altercation with Swamp Thing and Etrigan, which I kind of wish we'd seen, because I just kind of want to see them fight. And Detective Chimp is able to break them up, and then we cut to Man-Bat, who is apparently performing a ritual on the urn, which is the urn that Khalid Nassour turned into back in Justice League Dark, I want to say issue 2? And he talks about the first step in practicing magic seems to be the act of becoming aware of magic. You have to understand that reality can be shaped by will, and that magic sensitivity is a difficult and subjective topic, and he spent hours, talking to Tracy 13 about achieving it, and it seems to be possible to bypass it with the use of enchanted objects, or several such objects, that every spell has two components, external and internal, and that it's really quite, and that this would be the incantation, rune, or some combination of the two. It's actually quite like a mathematical formula, binding together several previous attempted spells to achieve a singular purpose. But then there's the internal aspect, the act of the actual core desire to rewrite reality around you, and it's difficult to do, but Man-Bat's like, no, we're going in, we're gonna try it. And then we see Zatanna actually and Wonder Woman find Papa Midnight, and I haven't heard Papa Midnight in ages, honestly, not since the Constantine TV show. And for the most part, so I'm like, yeah, we were attacked, and you know what, I'm out. I'm not joining anybody, because if it's true that John Constantine was taken out of the equation, and that guy is like a cockroach, you never really get one up on John Constantine. He's like, nope, if he's out, I'm out. And then we cut back to the Oblivion Bar with Bobo, Swamp Thing, and Etrigan just chilling out and trying to figure out what to do next, where they're going to go, and they don't quite know exactly where. And Etrigan points out that, he points out that Detective Chimp still controls Mira in the magical dimension we went to last time, and Detective Chimp points out that it's a backwater in the sphere of the gods. he's not even sure if the whole place could support the kind of power that exists in the bar, which, it can hold as many people as needed. It's like, we're safe here and we'll find something else there. We'll find something else out later. And that's when Tracy points out, no, we don't have time. The Upside Down Man is here. And, it's not that everyone's here, and pretty much the place is under attack. And while this is all going on, with Bobo and the others, getting ready to take them all to Mira to get away, Man Bat's, his spell goes through. He frees Khalid, and Khalid, he's grateful. He's super happy to be out, but he also points out that there's another problem. That effectively Nabu he's the instigator in all of this. He knew what would happen once the other kind broke through. If he had gotten his way, this would all would have happened weeks ago. He knew how Magic Kind was going to react. That he's going to bring them back. He's going to destroy the sphere of the gods, and Magic has no place to escape. And so while they're in Mira, where Bo was like, okay, good, I think we're safe, and the horror's ended, it turns out that no, Nabu is here with the other Lords of Order. Well, the previous Lords of Order. I'm not quite sure who they are, but they all look cool. So that's Justice League Dark issue number 8, and honestly, I like it. It's Dr. Fate. It's scientists attempting magic using the scientific method to an extent. We got to see Papa Midnight again. Etrigan and Swamp Thing almost threw down. And the Upside Down Man showed up again. So it was all just really great stuff, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this turns out. Will Khalid become the next Dr. Fate again? Which I'm kind of hoping. Hope he joins the team. Anyway, with that in mind, let's bring this video to a close here. If you're new to the Bucket Think Tank, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out some other videos on the channel, and I will catch you all later. This is the Bucket Think Tank signing off. May your fandom serve you well.